And a most pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. We are live on the campus of the University of Delaware for Delaware Hockey Network action presented by the law office of Heather A. Long. The Temple Owls and the Delaware Blue Hens meeting in the second half of their weekend home and home. Delaware off the strength of a 6-0 win yesterday over Temple, looking to improve to 3-0-0 on the season. And we're joining you a little bit on the early side because here at the conclusion of warm-ups, we've got a special presentation and some special Blue Hen alumni to welcome back to the barn. So without further ado, we'll take you inside the glass for this special pregame presentation. Hockey fans, a most pleasant good evening to you all, and welcome back to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware for this ACHA Men's Division I regular season game between the visiting Temple University Owls and your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Prior to this evening's game, a very special welcome back to the members of the 2024-2025 Delaware Blue Hen team, who carry the titles of both regular season conference champions and conference tournament champions. The Delaware Blue Hens closed out the final season of the Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League with multiple standout individual honors, highlighting the team's continued excellence on the ice. The 2025 Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League Awards were a reflection of Delaware's dominance this season. And before we acknowledge those individual all-conference honorees, we now direct your attention to center ice as we welcome back to Fred Rust Arena the 2025 ESCHL Conference Champions, your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Boys, it's good to see you back. Welcome home. Number 22, Ryan Rodriguez, had a season for the H's. Not only did he clinch the conference championship for Delaware in overtime in that thrilling win over Syracuse, but he swept 3 of the most prestigious individual awards in the conference. First team all-conference. The senior forward from Kenilworth, New Jersey, dominated the league offensively, earning his place among the top players in the ESCHL. He was named Player of the Year through his ability to control the game and elevate the play of his teammates, and that made him a unanimous choice for that honor. And he was the playoff MVP as well. When it mattered most, Ryan stepped up. His standout performance during the ESCHL playoffs, including multiple game-winning goals, earned him playoff MVP honors. Senior goalie Jacob Snellenberg also received first-team all-conference recognition. And freshman defenseman Luke Panapresso earned Rookie of the Year honors after a stellar debut season. And if that weren't enough, friends, in his 5th season behind the bench with this team as head coach, Todd Mittelmeyer was named ESCHL Coach of the Year for the first time in his career. Earlier today, this Blue Hen team was presented with their conference championship rings. And now, before a home crowd for the first time, let's give this group of outstanding gentlemen, not just outstanding hockey players, but great guys off the ice too, a well-deserved round of applause. Your 2025 ESCHL champions, the University of Delaware Blue Hens. And with that, the team will retreat to the dressing room. The ice will be resurfaced, and when we come back, it'll be go time for the Temple Owls and the Delaware Blue Hens. You're watching the Delaware Hockey Network, and it's all brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long. Don't go anywhere.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site, 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more. There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
And welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. It is go time for Saturday night hockey in the first state. The Temple Owls, the Delaware Blue Hens meet again after Delaware's 6-0 victory in Philadelphia last night. 2 goals from Tanner Mahoney earning the night off. Leighton Baisadecki with a goal as well. Tom Weeks, Danny Berg lighting the lamp last night for Delaware. In addition, Tim Briley with a 12-save shutout. Jacob Snellenberg gets the call tonight, and we're going to take you inside the glass right now for this evening's starting lineups. Once again, hockey fans, good evening and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Tonight, the American Collegiate Hockey Association presents a men's Division I regular season game between the visiting Temple University Owls and the final conference champions in the history of the Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League, your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Temple Owls, coached by Adam Calabrese. Starting in goal, number 30, Miles Gordon. On defense, number 4, Joshua Garfield. And number 27, Ryder Heskett. At left wing, number 26, Mitchell Elliott. At right wing, number 86, Tristan Fallon. And starting at center, number 47, Alex Hood. And now let's meet the starting 6 for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting on defense, a senior from Los Angeles, California, number 3, Daniel Bird. And a freshman from Middletown, Delaware, number 8, Thomas Weeks. Starting at left wing, a sophomore from Calgary, Alberta, number 20, Cade Coughlin. At right wing, a junior from Caldwell, New Jersey, number 17, Andrew Lowe. The starting center is a junior from Coral Springs, Florida, number 25, Chance DeBolt. And between the pipes, a graduate student from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. Your Blue Hens are coached by Todd Middlemeyer, Jason Bange, and Dominic Lignelli, assisted by Operations Manager, Miss Ellie Bates. The on-ice officials for this evening's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are referees Rich Jondo and Evan Anthony, and linespeople Bob Payne and Colby Sakuma. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located directly above center ice as we honor the United States of America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Pitter patter, let's get at her. It's hockey night in the first state. And the Blue Hens are flying high after their 6-0 drubbing of Temple in Northeast Philadelphia yesterday. And we certainly hope you were with us on Delaware Hockey Network Radio for the first half of this home and home. Press box mascot Coco the Bear ready to go. The stat man Eli Swope, videographer Lena Murto. Yours truly, James Witherite, joining you from the 412 Communications press box. We're ready to rock and roll, and a crowd close to 1,000 strong, ready to welcome the Blue Hens back to Fred Rust Arena for their first regular season game on home ice this season. Alex Hood taking the opening draw for the Temple Owls. The big name to look out for on the second line, Brandon Barrett, who scored 2 goals for this Owls team in their undefeated opening weekend, beating the College of New Jersey 4-3 at the Cy Fieldhouse before a 4-2 home win against Rutgers last Saturday. Temple looking to get back in the win column after a 6-0 defeat handed them by the Delaware Blue Hens last night. And we begin Saturday night hockey in the first date with Temple winning the initial draw. They're in their away black kits, red helmets, red pants, moving left to right from our vantage point. Delaware in those sparkling home white sweaters, moving from right to left as we see it. And this is an icing. First we see of the top line tonight, Austin Vecchio in his first men's Division I start for the Blue Hens. Centering Leighton by Sadecki and Mason Moore. Puck was tied up in the far corner, held in by Daniel Berg for the Blue Hens. Failed clearing attempt. Came off the stick of Temple's Alex Hood mid-zone. Second time works out for the Owls. They change up, and Thomas Weeks puts on the brakes behind his own goal. Play action to Leighton by Sadecki. 2 goals and 1 assist so far. 1.5 a game forward for this Blue Hens team. Entry was onside. The Austin Vecchio shot was steered wide. Miles Gordon handling net-minding duties today after Joey Gambino recorded 67 saves in defeat for the Owls last night. His rebound control was absolutely spectacular. Nick Golis was scheduled to start tonight, but he sustained an injury during warm-ups. So Miles Gordon, making his first appearance between the pipes for the Owls this season, had about 25 minutes notice when he was informed that he was getting the call from Adam Calabrese tonight. Here's Cody Diaz. Hey! Shoots and scores! The Iron Man wastes no time. 98 seconds in, the Blue Hens establish control. And let's see how it got there. Luke Panapresso worked the puck below the goal. First shot of the game. First goal of the game. Tommy Tracy with the outlet pass to the top of the blue paint, where Cody Diaz opened fire for his first goal of the season. Oh, Delaware goal! His first of the season. Scored by number 37, Cody Diaz. Assisted by number 28, Tommy Tracy. And number 26, Luke Panapresso. Time of the goal, 1 minute, 38 seconds of the first period. Diaz's first from Tracy and Panapresso at 1 minute, 38 seconds. And the Hens keep the pressure on in earnest in the Temple zone. They outmanned the Owls. I think they spent probably at least 70% of the game in the Temple zone last night, and they're maintaining that momentum here in the second half of the home and home. Thomas Weeks! Wow! Opens fire from the point. I don't know who that caught on the way in. Was it Louis Mathieu Ruel maybe with the tip? In any case, it's a 2-0 hockey game. 3:15 in. It was Weeks with the shot from the point. Off the feed up the half wall. And indeed, it was Louis Mathieu Ruel potting his first of the season, Delaware's second of the night. And we're not even 3.5 minutes in. So Delaware domination spilling over from the first half of the home and home. And my, oh my. Our Delaware wasting no time setting the tone in front of their home crowd. 2 shots, 2 goals. Boyd works this down to the corner, and DeBolt. Back it comes up the near wall. Boyd takes aim into the glove of Gordon for the pause in play. Oh, Delaware goal! His first of the season. Scored by number 14, Louis Mathieu Ruel. Assisted by number 8, Thomas Weeks. And number 21, Michael Spinelli. Time of the goal, 3 minutes, 15 seconds of the first period. Ruel's first from Weeks and Spinelli at 3:15. Snellenberg steps out of the crease to steady the puck after the Owls work it back down into the Delaware end. Boyd with the diagonal outlet pass, gloved down in midair by Vecchio. Advanced to Moore. Bajsadecki corrals the puck after Moore was double-teamed at the near dot. Bajsadecki looking for a lane out from behind the goal, far side. Again, found 2-ply defensive pressure, and he gave the puck up. Vecchio off the stretch pass from Weeks, re-enters the Temple zone. Bajsadecki stick handles. Owls playing 2 men on the puck as Bajsadecki presses back to the point, caroms this in low to Mason Moore. Moore centering pass. He couldn't find Berg trying to cut through mid-slot traffic. This was taken away and raced up ice by Dano Malik. Malik found Ellard to gain the Delaware zone, but Caleb Ellard bobbled the puck and the Hens in their own end recover. Diaz leaves it back to Berg. Cody Diaz. Cross ice feed, exits the zone to Tommy Tracy. Racing up the left wing boards, he absorbs a hit check from Ion Flowers just inside the Temple blue line. He was separated from the puck there, but the Hens protect attacking position as we work to the 6-minute mark of the first period in this 2-0 hockey game. Delaware hitting at a 67% rate on shots on goal. Whether you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. And that's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The law office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. To schedule a free consultation, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. The law office of Heather A. Long, presenting partners of the Delaware Hockey Network. Hens back on the offensive. Panapresso's shot was blocked. This chance from Liam Gott after the Eddie Lutz block was steered wide. Holding the point off the failed clear, Brady Burke. Gott takes aim down the pipe. This is held on to by Gordon, and we've got a pause. The Infanger-Ruel-Spinelli line back on. Infanger did win the draw, but Louis-Mathieu Ruel turned the puck over at the far half boards, and that enabled Temple to work back to neutral territory. This is Finn Boyd weaving through traffic, but this entry will be called offside. 13 and change to go in the first, and a neutral zone faceoff coming up. Spirited crowd tonight at Fred Rust Arena. Love to see it, love to hear it. A warm welcome availed these Blue Hens as they look to complete a weekend sweep of the Owls. Spinelli lost control of the puck, trying to jam one in on the doorstep, and losing his footing was Infanger. But to no avail as Miles Gordon canceled him out. Boyd waiting for the others to change. He gained the red line before floating the puck in deep. Used the vertical space availed him here at center. And that enabled the Hens to get some fresh legs on, and icing the other way will keep Temple from doing the same. And with 12:22 to go in the first period, Delaware's got another attacking zone faceoff. And the third line of Coughlin, DeBolt, and Lowe come in for this attacking zone draw. Puck taken away by Tristan Fallon. Rather, that was David Zabo working it up the left side. Again, all of the Owls held pointless last night as Tim Briley pitched a 12-save shutout. Low off the centering pass from DeBolt was wide from the mid-slot. Weeks is pressed back to neutral ice. Cade Coughlin waiting for a couple other Blue Hens to tag up, pulls back behind his own goal, and they'll set up a deliberate attack just beyond the 8-minute mark of the first period in this 2-0 hockey game. Hens came out of the gate absolutely flying. 2 goals on the first 3 shots of the game against Miles Gordon, but they've cooled off considerably in the last 5.5. DeBolt leaves the puck to Weeks in the far corner of the Delaware zone. He plays a hard carom shot up to Cade Coughlin. Coughlin leaves this to Panapresso. Advancing pass intended for Vecchio, sticked off its intended target. Vecchio split Owl defenders to win the race to the path of the puck and thus negate the icing. This is taken away, though, by Aiden Croce. Played up the near side, but not too far beyond the goal line before Bajsadecki took it away. He walked into a congested slot. His shot from 20 feet was blocked in traffic. Bajsadecki just held the zone right at the line. Walked in again. Shot. Vecchio off the rebound. Makes it a 3-goal game. Austin Vecchio with his first men's Division I goal as a Blue Hen. And it's 3-0. 9 and change into period number 1. There's the initial Bajsadecki shot. Go to the net, good things happen. That's what Vecchio did for his first of the year. And Bajsadecki with his 4th point of the young season as well. Oh, Delaware goal! His first of the season and his first with the men's Division I Blue Hens team, scored by number 22, Austin Vecchio. Assisted by number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. Time of the goal, 9 minutes, 8 seconds in the first period. Vecchio's first from Bajsadecki at 9:08. Tracy looking for a 4th, wide from the mid slot. Keller and Janish meet at the near half wall. Liam Gott protects the puck after Diaz tipped it in behind the goal. This is played up the far side, bobbled by Noah Goose. Gott offering good puck support, protects, headman to Keller, net front feed. Cody Diaz looking for number 2 on the night. Was stonewalled by Miles Gordon, who's starting to find a bit of a rhythm as we hit midway in the first period. But Delaware's done plenty of damage already. 3 rapid-fire goals. Diaz, Ruel, and Vecchio all finding the back of the Temple goal. Gott couldn't run the gauntlet. Garfield clears up the left side, holding the right point. It was number 27, Noah Goose, in his second year with the Blue Hens. Diaz, surrounded from all sides by Owl defenders, leaves this puck to Keller. His shot from center point caught and held by Gordon, and we've got a pause in play. .9:20 to go in the opening period from Fred Rust Arena. And the Owls work out of their own zone, but under plenty of duress the whole way as Lutz tries to feed the puck to Pat Stelaccio. Heavy Delaware back check, taking away the Owls' opportunities to counter. Here up the middle comes Michael Spinelli, bulldozing into the Temple zone. He's steered behind the net and tied up by Ion Flowers. Weeks protecting, shot from the near half wall was well wide. Flowers picks up the puck. He couldn't dish it out of the zone. It was held in by Spinelli for the home Delaware side. Berg couldn't protect. Trying to race up the left wall was Pat Stelaccio pursuing a loose puck, but he blew a tire at center, and the breakaway opportunity he had was foiled 100 feet away from Snellenberg. Birds of all types changing with 11 and a half minutes elapsed. Delaware with a comfy, cozy 3-0 lead, but they want more. DeBolt to Coughlin up the left side. He comes barreling into the Temple zone. Cycle to Panapresso, working below the goal. Is another strong 200-foot defenseman for this Delaware team. They've had a history of offensive defensemen going back to Ferris, Sidoriak, Donor. Here we see it in Panapresso. Andrew Lowe shooting from the near half wall. That was a bit wide. Waffle boarded aside by Gordon to the near corner. Lowe recovers for Delaware, but he's pressed back to his own blue line by Alex Hood, who drives his way into the Delaware zone but was unable to make anything happen with Mitchell Elliott posting up right in front of the cage. There's a shot from Hood, which was wide. Temple yet to register a shot on goal. To Delaware's 15 with 7:22 to go. In opening period play, Hens with a 2-on-2. Chance to Bolt. Across to Lowe. Tip back behind the cage to DeBolt. Evan Anthony hustling to stay out of the way of the play. The cycle to Boyd. Finn Boyd steps up. Shot was blocked off a Temple skate. The DeBolt follow-up chance was turned away by Gordon. Coughlin comes back in. Centering pass intended for Moore was swatted out of harm's way. And we've got a Colby Sakuma whistle with 6:48 to go in the opening frame. We'll see what we've got. Too many players on the ice against Temple. And this will be the first Delaware Sports Medicine power play of the night for the Blue Hens. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities. Visit desportsmed.com to learn more. Temple penalty, a bench minor, too many players on the ice. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 12 seconds in the first period. Temple, bench minor, too many players on the ice at 13 minutes and 12 seconds. Wow. 7 seconds in to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. And Bajsadecki gives the Blue Hens their 4th goal of the night. So the Hens strike on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Bajsadecki from Weeks and Danny Berg. And we've got a 4-0 game. Oh, Delaware goal! His 3rd of the season. Scored by number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. Assisted by number 8, Thomas Weeks. And number 3, Daniel Berg. Time of the Delaware Sports Medicine power play goal, 13 minutes, 20 seconds in the first period. Bajsadecki's 3rd. From Weeks and Berg at 13:20, a power play goal. Here's Diaz back in, taking a high hit at the near half wall from Hayden Leveroni. Diaz leaves this to Panapresso. Shot wobbled in from the left point right into the leg pad of Miles Gordon. Coming up with a save. He scrambles to knock another one out of harm's way, and here he freezes the puck for a pause in play with 5 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the first period, and Delaware with a 4-0 lead. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware will cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides that are sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware. Open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch, or to browse the menu or place a catering order, visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. You're guaranteed to be the first star of your next family event. Cody Diaz steps up to the half wall, drop pass to point man Brady Burke, who bobbles the puck. This is taken away by Caleb Ellard. 3-on-3, this Temple attack. The headman pass from Malik evades the reach of Jordan Janish, who's met by Panapresso in the near corner of the Delaware zone, and Tracy works this over his own blue line. He tries to stretch it ahead to Liam Gott, trying to gain the Temple zone, but that puck was swatted out of his reach by David Szabo. Malik leaves this back to Szabo, across to Shahan. Szabo's got space up the middle. He was slowed up by the reaching stick of Tommy Tracy at center. Infanger recovers the vulcanized rubber at his own blue line, but he couldn't cut through neutral territory either. Here's Spinelli with more space. Up the left wall, he comes barreling in off his backhand. He crosses to the forehand after ducking through the slot, but he failed to jam the puck in past Miles Gordon. That was the 21st Delaware shot on goal. Here in the first period, we're down to the final 4 minutes, and Delaware's got a 4-0 lead over the Temple Owls in what's been a weekend tour de force for these Blue Hens. DeBolt plays this up the left wing boards to Berg. He's double-teamed Tristan Fallon, who had an early exit last night. Works this puck from his own blue line deep into the Delaware end. Hood and Weeks tied up. There's the first Temple shot, and the second one too, as Mitchell Elliott couldn't get past Jacob Snellenberg, who's been standing idly by for the first 16 minutes of this hockey game. DeBolt the other direction. Denied by Gordon from the top of the right circle. Coughlin could not hold the zone. Puck ends up back at center. Played across by Keller to Lowe, who walks in up the near side. Boyd tried to throw one in from the high slot. That shot was blocked. And here comes a 3-on-3 for the Owls. Barrett, only multiple goal scorer for this Owls team, tried to set up a cross slot pass 35 feet away from the cage, but it went awry. Coughlin coming back the other way, setting up low. He couldn't chase down the puck as it came barreling toward Miles Gordon, who swats it out of harm's way. Coughlin, this time off a centering pass from Vecchio, unable to get stick on puck net front. Owls clear back to center. Boyd recovers for the Hens. Jack Keller walking in, 2:15 to go in opening period play. In a first 17 minutes and 45 seconds and counting, that we've seen the action almost exclusively on the left half of the red line. Finn Boyd, diagonal advancing pass in the neutral zone. To Moore by Sadecki, looking for a fifth. On the doorstep was Vecchio, unable to finish, as Gordon scrambles for the rebound save as well. And this brings us to the final 100 seconds of the first period. Panapresso's entry was clean. Bob Payne got taken out as Bajsadecki pinched up the left wing boards to gain the Temple zone as well. But the Owls clear. Namely, it was Lutz who did so from the near corner of his own zone. Gordon plays the carom shot out from behind the net. This is advanced to Hayden Leveroni. A cross-ice pass from Stelaccio. Leveroni's centering feed to Lutz didn't connect. 67 seconds to go. Leveroni, wide shot into the Snellenberg glove. And now Diaz holds behind the net as we reach the final minute of opening period play from Fred Rust Arena. Diaz ricochets the puck off the near boards. He couldn't find Bajsadecki on the breakout pass. Flowers keeps play at the Delaware blue line. And now the Owls recover. Lutz left this for Leveroni. As a few of the Owls change up. Final 35 now of the opening frame. The pass from Diaz intended to Tracy didn't connect. Hood intercepted. Centering pass to Elliott. The redirect ends up in the far corner of the Delaware end. Gott to Tracy. Gott, one for the thumb. My goodness gracious. Liam Gott with his first Delaware goal. And with 18 seconds remaining in the period, it's now 5-0. Let's see how this materializes. Good old-fashioned give and go. Gott cuts to the net. Tracy headmans after they gained the zone, and it is 5-0 Delaware. Delaware goal, his first as a Blue Hen. Scored by number 77, Liam Gott. Assisted by number 28, Tommy Tracy. Time of the goal, 19 minutes 42 seconds in the first period. Gott's first as a Blue Hen from Tracy at 19:42. At the end of one period, the score, Delaware Blue Hens 5, Temple University Owls 0. First period shots on goal, Delaware 25, Temple 2. For our fans joining us on the Delaware Hockey Network, and also for our fans here at Fred Rust Arena, we are joined this evening by members of the 2025-2026 Delaware Junior Blue Hens U8 Travel Mites team. And after the men's Division I Blue Hens retreat to the dressing room, we ask and we invite you to welcome the Junior Blue Hens Mites to the ice. We'll give Kyle an opportunity to bring the nets to appropriate position for our youngest hockey players. And now we welcome the Delaware Junior Blue Hens Mites to Fred Rust Arena. This group consists of players ranging in age from 6 to 8 years of age. And they're led by their head coach, Dean Perry. This month they participated in the DVHL placement tournament and preseason games, and they're looking forward to starting their regular season next month. Mites, you have 4 minutes of play. Let's see some goals. And so we begin with the Mites on ice. And a goal. Right back to center we go. That shot went wide. Brainerd trying to clear. Perry doing well to clog up the low slot on the defensive. This is played back. And DeLuca with the goal. Scott steals the puck from DeLuca. DeLuca double teamed Perry offering the defensive resistance. This was set up ice by Scott. Tip back near side. Perry all alone. Off the Draper turnover, and it's 2-1 White. 2 minutes remaining. Perry working behind the net. DeLuca offering forechecking resistance. Scott tries to work this up ice. Day takes it back for Team White. Scott's going to try to skate this out up the left side now. Pickpocketed by Day right at the blue line. Day double teamed. Pulling back where more space avails. DeLuca throws the puck in toward the net. This is tipped in by Brainerd for a goal. 1 minute remaining and Mites on ice. 1 minute. Down to the final 50. There's another DeLuca goal. Puck turned over to Draper. Failed centering pass to DeLuca, who's forced to the far boards to chase the puck down. Scott tries to wrest it away. Day coming to DeLuca's aid as we come to the final 15 seconds. Team White with a 4-1 lead. We're down to the final 10. And there's Perry with what will likely be the last goal. 4, 3, 2, 1. And fans, let's have a hand for the University of Delaware Junior Blue Hens. Mites on ice. Thanks to the Delaware Junior Blue Hens program for joining us this evening at Fred Rust Arena. And a photo op in front of the bench for these young hockey players will take us to the first intermission. Again, through 20 minutes of play. The score, Delaware Blue Hens 5, Temple Owls 0. We'll be back on the Delaware Hockey Network, brought to you by Heather A. Long.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back to the Delaware Hockey Network, brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long. Delaware tour de force in the first period, putting 5 up on the Temple Owls on a total 25 shots on goal. Leighton Bajsadecki scoring his third as a Blue Hen on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play, made it a 4-0 game. And then there was a scoring correction on the final goal of the first period. Tommy Tracy credited with this goal. It was tipped by that net front defender, Alex Hood. Looked at first glance that got a piece of the puck, but no, it was deflected in by Hood. So Tommy Tracy's credited with his first of the season. And period number 2 has begun as we give you a look at the summary of that 5th Delaware goal. Tracy's first, got with the assist, Burke with the secondary assist. Again, that was at 19:42 in period number 1. Teams change ends here in the second. Tommy Tracy leaves this back to Diaz. Across the line, Boyd. Cross-ice pass ricochets off the far half wall. And Tracy steers this off his backhand in behind the net. Boyd got stick on puck but could not maintain control. Tommy Tracy slides over to the near half wall. Now Liam Gott tries to walk his way in toward the cage, but the puck was taken away by Ryder Heskett, holding close to home for the black-clad Owls. Temple here in period number 2, traveling right to left. First shot of the period comes from Hood, and Snellenberg makes the save. So the Owls moving right to left in their away black kits, red helmets, red pants, red numbers. A little hard to read on the sleeves, but we're making do all right. And the Delaware Blue Hens in front of a home crowd, traveling left to right here in second period play from our vantage point in their home white kits, blue helmets, blue pants. Numbers in that unmistakable Blue Hen font on the back and sleeves. Barrett could not hold the point for Temple. Moore shovels the puck up ice. It was tipped on its way through, said linesperson Colby Sakuma, so no icing here against the Hens as the Owls are forced back into their end to reset the old-fashioned way. James Witherite joining you here in the 412 Communications broadcast box. The officials for tonight's game, Rich Jondo and Evan Anthony in the bands. Bob Payne and Colby Sakuma manning the lines for the second half of this weekend home and home between the Blue Hens and the Owls, and quite a crowd on hand here tonight at Fred Rust Arena. A far cry from the sparse attendance last night at the skate zone in Northeast Philadelphia, which saw the Blue Hens roll to a 6-0 win over the Owls. Dump and change for the Temple side, and Thomas Weeks leaves the puck back to his D partner, Brady Burke. Accelerating up the left dots, Burke backhands the puck about belt high in behind the Temple goal. He chases it down, and he's forced to circle to the near half wall. Panapresso on with him now. Trying to hold the point was Andrew Lowe, but a sweep check from Jordan Janish sends play back through neutral territory. To bolt back to his own blue line, recovers. Cross-ice pass near side to the Albertan Cade Coughlin, who had much more time and space to operate, but his shot from the near half wall after gaining the Temple line was well off its intended target. Coughlin protects. Lowe tried to set up to Bolt on the welcome mat, but the centering pass in the net front redirect went awry. 2 minutes and 40 seconds have elapsed in period number 2. Coughlin, DeBolt, the Floridian shot from just inside the right dot, right into the left leg of Miles Gordon for save number 22. Coughlin nearly outmuscled by Lutz for the puck. Coughlin did hold the zone, but he gave it away. And this was worked back up ice, starting with Elijah Poole. From just inside the Temple line, he heads off for a change. Leveroni in the far corner is bodied down after having gained the Delaware zone. Luke Panapresso steers the puck beyond the reach of the forechecking Caleb Ellert. Burke plays this off the left wall. DeBolt from the Coughlin touch pass. Works this pass center. Here's a 2-on-2. DeBolt and Lowe. DeBolt threw the puck from the top of the left circle. He was under pressure from astern. He rushed the shot. It was well off its intended mark. And here comes Leveroni the other way. 2-on-3. This Temple counterattack, but the centering pass intended for Alex Hood never made it. Here's Spinelli trying to march in. Shot was wide from in close. Infanger couldn't get one on net. That was poked away in a well-congested low slot. Coming to the 4-minute mark of the second period. Delaware with a 5-0 lead over the Temple Owls, who clear, no icing. And the Hens' Louis-Mathieu Ruel fails to clear up the left wing boards. This thrown in from point man David Szabo. But Delaware regained control. Infanger to Louis Ruel. Cross ice pass to Spinelli after Ruel walked in over the blue line. Spinelli tried to work in close, but he was bodied into the near corner boards by Michael Shahan. The pass ahead from Elliott enables the Owls to get into attacking position. Fallon's follow-up shot after Elliott's first goes into the back netting and out of play with 15 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the second period. Delaware pinned back in their own zone for only the second time this period. It's a 5-0 game in their favor, and the shots as one-sided as the score at 27-4 advantage Delaware Blue Hens. 2-on-2 out of the Hen zone. Tracy and Gott working together again. Liam Gott takes a shoulder in the near corner from Poole, but keeps on ticking. He leaves this to Danny Berg, holding the right point. Berg slowed up by Elliott at the half wall, but he gets the puck in deep again. Here's Cody Diaz with a shot from the right dot. Turned aside by Gordon for save number 23. The Owls clear, and this will come back an icing. Modern media is everyone shouting for attention and no one hearing a thing. So how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has myriad solutions to build bridges between your brand and your clientele, your team and your fans, whatever the case may be, ranging from broadcast to social, print to digital, and more. Want to know more? Head to 412communications.com today. Diaz and Tracy pile drive into the near corner. A two-pronged attack. Weeks could not hold the line, and this is offside. Looked from our vantage point that Weeks may have held the left point, but linesman Colby Sakuma had a clearer look at it. Tracy didn't retreat. He played the puck. And we agree with Colby, not intentional by any stretch of the imagination. So the faceoff's going to come just above the Temple blue line. With 14 minutes and change to go in the second period. 5-0 this Delaware lead, but they've been limited to just 3 shots so far in the second period. We say just in comparison to the 25 they fired on Miles Gordon through the first 20 minutes of play. Joe Stellaccio's shot bothered by Burke, wobbled wide. Puck comes back to center. Garfield throws this in. From right at center red, no icing. Panapresso leaves this to Burke. Emerging from below the goal up the left side. Advancing pass to Luke Panapresso. Further on to Moore it goes. Bajsadecki unable to handle the puck cleanly. One-on-one the other direction. The hard shot from Brandon Barrett in search of his third goal of the year was turned aside by Snellenberg. And the Hens press play back as far as the Temple blue line, where Barrett recovers the puck, but Bajsadecki offers good defensive resistance to steer play to the far wall in the neutral zone. A dump and change, at least partially so, for the Temple Owls, as trying to work forward to get a first goal on the board for Temple. That was Caleb Ellard, but at the top of the crease, he shoveled the puck wide of the near post. 7 minutes gone, 2-on-1. Bajsadecki slowed up by the reaching stick of Szabo at the near dot. Szabo got puck first, so there was no trip to be had. First odd man rush for the Owls. Canceled out now by Bajsadecki. It was a 3-on-3. The shot came from Alex Hood at the top of the right circle, but it was off its intended mark. The Hens clear. No icing. Gordon out of the crease. Plays this up ahead near side to Michael Shahan. Delaware getting some fresh legs on. Here's Hood leading a 3-on-1. Hood! Coming in from the left dot, took aim at Snellenberg, who squared up for the textbook blocker save. Snelly 6 for 6 on the afternoon, turned evening. The Hens clear. Gordon could not clear the zone. Lowe walking in. His shot denied by Gordon. DeBolt could not reel in the puck for the rebound chance net front. Hood again, leading a 3-on-2 up the right side. He tried to put one net front, but Snellenberg comes up with a key save, denying Pat Stelaccio the net front chance. And this stays a 5-0 game as we come back to the 4-1-2 Communications instant replay. Snelly with the stop. Just over 8 minutes elapsed in period number 2. Yeah, no. Really nothing you can say about that Stelaccio hit on Andrew Lowe at the 8:16 mark of the second period. That's boarding all day. And this is the second Delaware Sports Medicine power play of the night for the Blue Hens. 1-for-1 with the man advantage. It took Leighton Bajsadecki all of 8 seconds to find the net on the Hens' first power play. Temple penalty was assessed to number 44, Pat Stelaccio. 2 minutes for boarding. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes, 16 seconds in the second period. Stelaccio, 2 for boarding at 8:16. Gordon's save brings us a pause in play. And the face-off comes to Gordon's right. 30 seconds gone on this Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Liam Gott hustles to corral a rolling puck just inside the blue line. Cycle to Diaz. Back it goes to Gott. Centering pass chance to Bolt with a rocket of a shot from the top hash mark. Left circle, but it was just wide. Here's Diaz back to Gott. Bobbled the puck just inside the line. Panapresso comes to the right point to protect the zone for the Hens. Coughlin tried to work it in front to Chance DeBolt to no avail. Gott cycles to Diaz. Coughlin working behind the cage. 45 seconds remaining on the man advantage. 10.5 to go in the second period. Panapresso to Gott. Back to Panapresso, stepping up to the top of the circle. His shot goes up into the protective netting and out of play with 10 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the second period. Delaware with a 5-0 lead, raining pucks on Miles Gordon yet again. And the big guns are on for the final 33 seconds of this Delaware Sports Medicine power play as the Blue Hens try to up their lead to 6. They've yet to connect here in the middle frame. Weeks. Back to Danny Berg. Final 20. Centering pass off the stick of Berg, intended for Moore, didn't connect. It was broken up by David Szabo. Weeks cycles to Berg. Crossing to the right, Dot, his shot was blocked. He followed for his own rebound, Berg did. Temple back full strength. Weeks, Moore rather, to Vecchio on the doorstep. Unable to connect. We've got a frozen puck under the glove of Jacob Snellenberg. And off the play, it looked like Berg got caught in a headlock, but that's going to go in the column of college-age boys. Will be college-age boys. We've spent enough time around the minor pros. If there's no effect on the play and it doesn't boil over, chances are you're not going to get a whistle for it. And that's the case there. Barrett's shot from well atop the near circle was stick checked offline. It ricocheted off the back glass. Spinelli met Poole in the near corner of the Temple zone. In a foot race for the puck, Elijah Poole got there a half step quicker. And here up the left side, gaining center was Joe Stelaccio. Long shot covered by Snellenberg for a pause. 9 minutes to go in the second period. Face-off coming to the right of Jacob Snellenberg, who is 8 for 8 in the save department tonight. Alex Infanger winning the draw. Goose leaves this to Boyd. Space up the middle. Spinelli kicked the puck forward. He races it down. Even Steven on the race to the path of the puck, said Colby Sakuma, so there's no icing. Goose holding the point, tried to set up Spinelli on the doorstep, but that pass was broken up by Elijah Poole, holding close to home on the defensive for the Owls. Ruel caroms the puck behind the net. It comes out to the near half wall. Goose holding the point, lobs one in about belt high. Ruel chases this down to the far corner, taking a hip check from Poole. Walking in net front, Spinelli was slowed up by the reaching stick of the back-checking Ryan Roscoe. And here come the Owls back on the offensive, led by Brandon Barrett, 2-on-2. Barrett steers past Goose, puck is loose on the doorstep. Hood couldn't connect at the edge of the crease. Centering pass from Barrett from the far corner, sailed through net front traffic. Holding the near point is Shahan for the Owls. Hood trying to kick it back to Elliott in the slot, but he couldn't connect from the top of the circles. Hens clear and change with 7:40 to go in the second period, and a 5-0 lead in front of a home crowd, probably now 1,100 strong, we'd say. As sporting programs at the University of Delaware are concerned, American football and men's basketball are the two most attended, and wouldn't you know it, ACHA Men's Division I Hockey is right behind them on the list in third. You see the letters ACHA and you think, oh, you mean that club sport? Not anymore. ACHA hockey, especially some of the top programs across the country, they are no joke. Holding the left point of that shot was Panapresso. Puck was frozen by Gordon for the pause. Diaz won the draw that restarted play. Holding the left point was Panapresso. Panapresso throws the puck across ice. He tried to lob one in toward Gordon's office, but to no avail. Diaz centering pass. Here's Tracy. Denied by Gordon. Let's have another look at that one. A-grade chance there for the Blue Hens. Trying to double-cross Miles Gordon, but ultimately, the Temple netminder answering the call and keeping this game 5-0. Hens have been scoreless here in the second period and limited to just 7 shots on goal. Diaz tied up by Hood over the circle. Diaz keeps on ticking, recovers the puck. He cycles it to Weeks at the left point. Weeks Throws one off the pads of Gordon. Race for the rebound. Goes the way of Mitchell Elliott for the Temple Owls, and he clears back to center. Gott kicks this back toward the blue line. Taken away by Ion Flowers. And floated into the near corner of the Delaware zone. 5:45 to go in the second period. That's Poole holding the point and shooting, albeit errantly. Puck caught. A weak board behind the net. Was nearly cleared out by the Hens defensive core, namely Danny Berg, but to no avail. Berg gets it back. Weeks fans on the puck. Hood takes it away. Elliott had stick on puck on the low slot, but he couldn't control the puck well enough for a shot. Snellenberg thanking his lucky stars there as the Owls remain scoreless, and Elliott right on the doorstep couldn't open fire. 5 and change to go in the second period of play. From Fred Rust Arena, Delaware 5, Temple 0. In front of this healthy home crowd at Fred Rust Arena. Vecchio through the gauntlet. Bisadecki shoots and scores. Leighton Bisadecki gets his second. And the Hens make this a 6-0 advantage. Watching it again. Austin Vecchio leaves this back to Leighton Bisadecki. In the low slot, when the sophomore from Spring Lakes, New Jersey, pots his second of the game. Oh, Delaware goal! His fourth of the season and second of the game, scored by number 29, Leighton Bisadecki. Assisted by number 22, Austin Vecchio. And number 5, Jack Keller. Time of the goal, 15 minutes, 13 seconds in the second period. Bisadecki's fourth, second of the game from Vecchio and Keller at 15:13. Final 3.5 minutes in the second period. Hens have added 1 in middle frame play to make this 6-0. Here's Caleb Ellard, caught up to upon gaining the Delaware line. Holding the point was Janish. And play is whistled to a halt. Too many players on the ice. And that's going to go against Temple. That's their second such bench minor. Adam Calabrese pleading his case that they were in the midst of a change and the puck got caught there, but the word of Rich Jondo is going to prevail. And the Blue Hens are headed back to the Delaware Sports Medicine Power Play. Learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities at desportsmed.com. Diaz on for the face-off win. Pana, Presso, DeBolt, Coughlin, and Gott complete the quintet on this Delaware Sports Medicine Power Play for the Hens. Temple penalty, bench minor, too many players on the ice. Time of the penalty, 16 minutes, 45 seconds. in the second period. Temple bench minor, too many players on the ice at 16:45. Gott wound up at the top of the slot. Gordon stick save. Coughlin tries to center. Gott was surrounded by black and red sweaters all around and couldn't find the puck for the close-up shot. The Owls clear. Here's Gott up the middle through traffic. Dished off to DeBolt. Weeks brings the puck behind the net. Coughlin leaves it to DeBolt in the flat, but he was clogged up net front. Berg protecting the zone. There's Weeks with a shot. Bobbled by Gordon, cleared out hanging close to home. On the defensive was Ryan Roscoe for the Owls. And the men in black clear with 35 seconds remaining on their too many players on the ice bench minor. And now just inside 2 minutes to go in the second period of this 6-0 hockey game. Mason Moore drop pass to Bajsadecki across the line. Danny Berg. Bajsadecki looking for the hat trick. To Weeks. Across now to Berg, right side. Bajsadecki. Weeks steps up. Hard shot from 33 feet. Caught and held for the pause and play by Miles Gordon with 1 minute and 26 seconds to go in the second period. Delaware starting to ramp up their momentum again, but they've only got 1 goal to show here in the second. But the comfort of a 6-0 lead behind them and the support of a healthy home crowd to keep their energy high. Final seconds of the bench minor tick away, and Leveroni is back on. The Owls are full strength as we come to the final 70. Now the final minute of play upon us in the second period, and Mason Moore leads this rush for Delaware back up ice. Drop pass to Weeks. He tried to go top corner glove side, but he ricocheted the puck off the back glass. Vecchio could not hold the point. This is played out by Croce. Recovered at center by Weeks, and he walks back into the Temple zone. Shot from distance was wide. Into the glove of Gordon for the pause with 35 seconds remaining. And the face-off is going to come to the left of the Temple netminder, who's saved 31 of the 37 shots he's faced to this point tonight. Fourth line on for the Hens. Goose from distance. His shot from the right point caught and held by Gordon for another pause. So Infanger and Hood meet again. Ruel tries to tip the puck back to Spinelli, working in the slot, but that pass didn't connect. Ion Flowers ties the puck up in the near corner. Sakuma tied up in that protracted puck battle in the near corner as we come to the final 12 seconds of the period, and this is going to be whistled to a halt. Ten and 3/5 to go. Puck battle gone nowhere. And we'll restart with the last play face-off. Infanger and Hood do it again. Colby gets out of the way, this time unabated. Puck flipped up into the rafters by Barrett. And we've got 2 3/5 seconds remaining. And this final face-off of the second period will be but a formality as the horn sounds before Keller can get a shot away. The score at the end of 2 periods: Delaware Blue Hens 6, Temple University Owls 0. We'll be back on the Delaware Hockey Network following the second intermission.
Think about it. The trash and recycling bins in our homes, even with normal use, are places where harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can multiply by the thousands. But like anyone, you want to keep your home and your family as healthy as possible. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help. They sanitize your trash cans with high-pressure hot water jets that can kill over 99% of the germs and bacteria in your cans in just a few minutes. To schedule your first cleaning, call 302-310-9075 or visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Let's face it, saving for retirement doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, and Limestone Pension Associates has spent the past 35 years helping small businesses do just that. Limestone specializes in crafting, planning, and handling the day-to-day administration of qualified pension plans tailor-fit to your company's needs and objectives. To schedule a consultation, call 302-479-8817 or visit limestonepension.net to learn more.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back to the Delaware Hockey Network. 6-0 Delaware through 40 minutes. And a second Leighton Bajsadecki goal. Extending the Hens lead. Here we see Austin Vecchio barreling in. Bajsadecki crashing the net. Beating Gordon off the cross slot pass to make this 6-0. Delaware 6 on 39 shots through 40 minutes. Temple unable to figure out Jacob Snellenberg. They've only managed 9 shots on goal through the first 40 minutes. And it's worth noting as well, Leighton Bajsadecki, in his first year as a Blue Hen, already with 4 goals and 2 assists. And friends, we are only 3 games in, not even 2 2/3 games into the season. Period 3 begins right now with Delaware's chance to bolt, winning the initial draw. Coughlin plays this up the left side to Andrew Lowe. Taken away by Alex Hood. Boyd across to Coughlin. Elliott hauls him to the far wall. Hens fail to clear. Alex Hood off his backhand. Leaves us to Fallon. Thrown in from center. Weeks offering the defensive pressure. Snellenberg to Boyd. Caromed up the right side. Andrew Lowe switches gears, but he fails to advance beyond center. This is covered by Snellenberg for a pause. $6-0 here in the first minute of period number 3. Puck down again to the left of Jacob Snellenberg. And that shot from Joe Stelaccio turned aside by Snellenberg for save number 10 on the evening. So Hens out shooting the Owls by a margin of 39-10. Brandon Barrett all by his lonesome barrels back into the Delaware zone. He blows up Burke behind the net after Panapresso offered that hip check at the near half wall to slow down Temple's leading goal scorer. Barrett again trying to do the heavy lifting. Panapresso once again offering the defensive resistance. Now he's got the puck back from Vecchio, and he steers it behind the net, but it's held in near side at the point by David Szabo for the Owls. 100 seconds gone in the third period. Just under 1,100 to go. Leighton Bajsadecki, 2-on-2 with Vecchio, looking for the hat trick. Bajsadecki, dipsy doodle, tried to cross to his backhand, but he lost the puck in close. Holding the zone is Tracy. Back it comes to Vecchio, working below the goal, but he's hassled there by Shahan. Centering feed intended for Jack Keller, didn't connect. Tracy recovers the puck. Flip back to Goose, a launch shot from the right point. Sticked away by Miles Gordon, his 40th shot faced tonight, and save number 34. 2:20 gone in the third period. Delaware 6, Temple 0 from Fred Rust Arena. Liam Gott. Back to the right point and Goose. Cycled to Diaz, working the far side. He dumps the puck below the cage to Tracy, who absorbs a hip check directly behind the goal. This puck goes into the netting and out of play. With a listen-first approach that creates a unique solution for your circumstances, the expert team at the Law Office of Heather A. Long are committed to providing empathetic and compassionate legal representation for individuals who have suffered injuries. To schedule your free consultation, call the Law Office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. The Thomas Weeks shot from the right half wall was well off its mark. Berg at center lost his footing, trying to reestablish attacking position and momentum for the Hens. Weeks walks in. Headman feed, evades the reach of Michael Spinelli. Louis Mathieu Ruel turns from the near corner. He tried to center that puck to Infanger, but the puck sailed through the slot. Weeks swept at it at the top of the zone, but he failed to get stick on puck, so the Hens are all the way back in their own zone to recover. 3.5 gone to the third period. Spinelli got tied up in a foot race to the puck alongside Temple defenseman Elijah Poole. Poole a little bit quicker, and he had the back-checking support to his aid, which enabled Hood to walk back up ice. His shot failed, and this puck goes out of play with 16 minutes and 18 seconds to go in regulation. Delaware back in their zone for one of exceedingly few occasions tonight. And so far, they've equaled last night's score of 6-0 on the Temple Owls, who were able to hold their ground through the first period yesterday, thanks to stellar net minding from Joey Gambino. Scoreless through one, but then the floodgates opened in the second period, and there was no stopping the Delaware Blue Hens through the second and third periods of what turned into a 6-0 rout at the Northeast Skate Zone in Philadelphia, and we certainly hope you were able to join us on Delaware Hockey Network Radio for that game. Puck down to the left of Miles Gordon. And the Hens set up shop of the Temple zone once again. Chance to bolt. Pressured by Croce. Gives this away now. Trying to find space was Ryder Heskett working below the goal. The other 27, Noah Goose, keeps the zone airtight at the right point. Garfield bats the puck off his backhand around the near corner, and this is launched about shoulder high up the near side by Tristan Fallon. Hens reset in neutral ice. Coughlin with help from Keller. He's pickpocketed by Croce. Walking in over the Delaware line. Keeping play above the circles was Andrew Lowe, who offered plenty of resistance on that Joe Stelaccio shot from right in front of the Delaware bench. Quick counterattack for the Hens. Coughlin couldn't find DeBolt on the drop pass near side. Loose puck corralled by Stelaccio, 2-on-2 the other way. Stelaccio's shot was well wide as Eddie Lutz crashed the net looking for a rebound that never came. Coughlin's shot was on, but it ends up with a Miles Gordon glove with 14:47 to go in regulation. This faceoff comes to the right of Miles Gordon, and Austin Vecchio is in to take it for Delaware. Vecchio across from Eddie Lutz. And that near circle faceoff, which ultimately sees Temple break out of their zone. Puck was worked up ice by Joe Stelaccio. Chased down behind the net. He's double teamed by Boyd and Vecchio. Austin Vecchio caroms this ahead to Bajsadecki up the left wing boards. Worked further ahead to Moore. He's in a 1-on-2. Moore. Drop pass. Bajsadecki could not hold the zone. And the Rich John Doe whistle sounds. Looks like we've got a penalty coming up, and it will be against the Blue Hens. Mason Moore off for slashing with 14:15 to go. And it's the first penalty kill for the Blue Hens here this evening. Speaking of the penalty kill, sponsorship opportunities are available for the 2024-25 Delaware Hockey Network season. To learn more, email mjr at 412communications.com. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 9, Mason Moore. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 5 minutes, 45 seconds in the third period. Moore, 2 for slashing at 5:45. Snellenberg with save number 11. Denying Stelaccio it was from point-blank range. 7/9 of the game have elapsed. Panapresso clears from distance. Gordon freezes the puck before Lowe can take aim. D-zone face-off for the man-up Owls. They've got another minute and 6 seconds to work with. Zabo pulls behind his own goal. Hood, Lutz, Jordan Janish, and Elliott complete the quintet of power play attackers. Low Diaz Guz Keller killed off the first half of the Moore penalty. And a fresh set of penalty killers are on for the final 35. Zabo pickpocketed nearly by Coughlin at center. Loose puck corralled by Mitchell Elliott, and he is offside on his way in to the Delaware zone. Play resumes just above the Delaware blue line. Zabo, D-to-D pass to Hood. Hood hassled by DeBolt, steered to the near wall by Coughlin. Panapresso tried to swat the puck away and did right at the Delaware blue line. This comes back to Heskett. 4! Puck sailed over the glass and all the way into the corner stands. And this last play face-off will be spotted by linesperson Colby Sakuma directly at center. 12:17 to go. Moore is back on. Another puck over the glass and out of action. The face-off migrates to just above the Temple blue line this time. 12 and change to go. And it seems like we've done this already. Another puck out of play, but now the face-off comes back into the Temple zone. .12:05 to go. False start on the face-off. All right, now Bob Payne drops the puck and on we go. Luke Panapresso tries to stretch the puck ahead. Vecchio couldn't reel it in. Flowers controlled it in neutral territory, but he and D partner Ryder Heskett are backed up deep into the Temple zone before they can break out. The pass ahead to Leveroni was broken up by Moore. Hens change. 11:15 remaining. It's a 6-0 hockey game. Advantage Delaware. Flowers was slowed up by the reaching stick of Cody Diaz. Delaware nearly recovering in neutral ice. Tracy leaves the puck back to Weeks. Here's Brandon Barrett trying to run the gauntlet up the near boards. Pressure from both Diaz and Gott got to him, and he was unable to make anything happen. This thrown in by Ryan Roscoe from the near half wall. Blocked down in a congested slot. Hood crashing the net, and Snellenberg stands his ground for a trio of rapid-fire saves. Let's see it again on the 412 Communications Instant Replay as we come to the final 10.5 minutes of this contest. Good clear out by Boyd, but the puck was recovered by Alex Hood, walking in and trying to jam the puck in past Snellenberg. Hungry Hippos there at the top of the blue paint. But the grad student from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, in his first start of the season, standing tall between the pipes to keep the Temple Owls scoreless. So Snellenberg now 14 for 14 in the save department. As confirmed by our production assistant, the stat man, Eli Swope. Here's Spinelli the other way. Unable to get past Gordon with 10:22 to go. Delaware Men's Division I Blue Hens hockey. Back on the Delaware Hockey Network, not next week, but the week after, as the Ice Pack of North Carolina State invade Gold Arena. Game time on Saturday, October 4th, 7:15 p.m. Game time on Sunday, October 5th, 2:30 p.m. Full schedule available at DelawareHockeyNetwork.com. 10:10 remaining. Infanger in for the face-off again as the fourth line stays on for the Blue Hens. Goose fans on the puck trying to hold the point. That opens the door for Eddie Lutz to head a 2-on-1 counterattack. Long shot under pressure from Keller was sticked aside by Snellenberg for save number 15. Spinelli shovels the puck back to center. It's backhanded in by Zabo from center. Goose recovers. Goose putting on the brakes directly behind the net. We are in the second half of the second period. $6-0 the score from Fred Rust Arena. And effectively a carbon copy of last night's heroics at the Northeast Skate Zone. Keller tried to find DeBolt behind the net. Puck taken away by Aiden Croce and cleared. Panapresso slowed up by Croce just above the blue line. Battle for the puck develops in front of the Temple bench. It's pushed forward by the Owls, recovered by DeBolt at his own line for Delaware, but taken away from him by Caleb Ellard, who takes a high hit from Burke. Here's Andrew Lowe getting some space. Lowe shifts gears in the neutral zone. His momentum carried him forward without the puck, and a delayed offside signaled by Sakuma will force Lowe to tag back up before play can continue from Delaware's side. And the Owls capitalize, but they're unable to maintain their momentum from left to right as the Hens' Brady Burke turns play back across neutral ice. Eight and change to go in this 6-0 hockey game, looking for the convert. That was Mason Moore, but a stick save from Miles Gordon directs the puck up, and away into the back netting. And we reset with just under 8 minutes to go. Face off to Gordon's left. Quick shot, quick save. Crowd thinning about a little bit. Should say crowd thinning out a little bit. Words are hard sometimes. Boyd's shot was blocked. Here's Hood. Slowed up by the mid-slot by the reaching stick of first-year defenseman Thomas Weeks. Boyd leads the counterattack. Drop pass to Moore. Posting up net front is Austin Vecchio. He's cross-checked down in the low slot by Flowers. Moore tried to snipe one in close, but it ricocheted off the iron and ends up in the far corner. Vecchio and Flowers scrapping for the puck. That battle that was originally net front migrated to the far side by Sadecki. Couldn't find a shot for the hat trick. Vecchio across to Weeks. Stutter step, shot, score! Thomas Weeks boots home the convert. He gets his third of the season, and it's a 7-0 Delaware hockey game. Here it comes again. And Finn Boyd's going to get his first point as a Blue Hen as well. Getting that secondary assist on Weeks' first Delaware goal. So 6.5 minutes remaining. And the Blue Hens have all but put this one away. Oh, Delaware goal. His third of the season. Scored by number 8, Thomas Weeks. Assisted by number 22, Austin Vecchio. And number 7, Finn Boyd. Time of the goal, 12 minutes, 57 seconds. In the third period. Again, it was Weeks' third from Vecchio and Boyd at 12:57. The Temple penalty was assessed to number 26, Mitchell Elliott, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 57 seconds in the third period. Elliott 2 for slashing at 13:57. And now Moore is going to take the walk of shame after a slash of his own. So we're going to go 4-on-4 for the next minute and 23 seconds. So a short-lived Delaware Sports Medicine power play. But 4-on-4 hockey for the next almost minute and a half typically works to the Blue Hens' favor. This team built on speed, skating, and skill will have a little bit more open ice to work with until we head to the final 4 minutes of the game. The Delaware penalty. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 9, Mason Moore, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 14 minutes, 34 seconds of the third period. Moore, 2 for slashing at 14:34. Diaz off the wall to Coughlin. Coughlin lobs the puck in. Gordon with the easy glove save. Face-off came to Gordon's left, and it goes the way of the Owls. This is David Zabo working up the right side. Into traffic. Gott offered good pressure from astern. Noah Goose recovers the puck. He chips it off the far glass, and here's Gott heading a 2-on-1. Gott centering pass to Bolt. Couldn't get stick on puck. He did, but it was wide of the far post. He was looking for a more aggressive shot than that rather than a lazy redirect. In any case, the score stands 7-0 as we come to the final 10 seconds of 4-on-4. Gordon steadies the puck for Zabo. Elliott will be on in 3, 2, 1, and the penalty kill begins for the Blue Hens. They'll be down a man for the next 33 seconds. Caleb Ellard flips the puck to his left, and Shahan. That shot made it on target. Snellenberg crosses to the near post after making save number 16. Good defensive pressure from Goose to get back low in the slot before Stelaccio could take aim. 3.5 minutes to go. One-timer Stelaccio, and Snellenberg slams the door. We'll give that another look here in the closing seconds of this Blue Hens penalty kill. Snellenberg, you just saw on the far side, Joe Stelaccio with a hard shot right after receiving the pass. At the outside of the near circle, Snellenberg crossed to that near post, squared up for the save, and he held on for dear life. 200 seconds to go. Pure domination from this Delaware Blue Hens team. Productivity all up and down the score sheet. 4 defensemen on the score sheet with at least 1 point, including 3 from Thomas Weeks. His goal at 12:57 here in the third period, being his third already of the season. Two and a half to go as the Rich Jondo whistle, the Evan Anthony whistle, brings play to a halt. The net behind Miles Gordon dislodged. As again, Elvis made the early exit. But we're grateful to all of you for sticking around. Here is the Blue Hens. Coast to a weekend sweep over the Temple Owls. Quick release from Weeks at the top of the slot. Cleared the crossbar and ricocheted off the back glass. Leighton Bajsadecki to Weeks. Vecchio pickpocketed by Jordan Janish. Janish one-on-one. Catching up to him was Weeks. Enough defensive pressure to take away the breakaway and force the Jordan Janish shot well wide. Final 2 minutes upon us. Moore entering together with Bajsadecki. They were onside, said linesperson Colby Sakuma. There a shot from Bajsadecki, saved by Gordon, scrambling to the near side. Nobody home for the rebound putback attempt after Gordon faced his 50th shot of the night. So already 123 Delaware shots on goal this weekend. Make it 124 as Boyd launches one in from distance. And this is covered by Gordon for a pause with 96 seconds to go. Our videographer is Lena Murto. Our production assistant is the statman Eli Swope. Our assistant producer is Broadway Joe Sindoni. Our co-executive producer is Molly Jo Rosen. Our production supervisor is Velcro. I'm James Witherite. I'm glad you've joined us all weekend long here on Delaware Hockey Network Radio and Delaware Hockey Network TV. We'll get the thank yous out of the way right now as we come to the final 75 seconds of the contest. Boyd couldn't take aim from the near point. 2-on-1 coming the other way for the Owls. Toe drag and a shot from Joe Stelaccio and another Snellenberg save. Minute 3 to go. Faceoff's going to come to Snellenberg's right. As while still an exercise in futility ultimately for the Owls, they've managed significantly more in the way of offensive chances tonight than they did in last night's 6-0 drubbing handed them on their home ice. Coughlin forced Shahan to turn the puck over on what was a failed breakout pass. Panapresso gains center, dodges a check from Barrett, and keeps on ticking back into the Temple zone. Andrew Lowe pursuing the puck. He's tied up by Shahan. Now they're at the center of a two-side battle over Gordon's left shoulder. Lowe slowed up by the shoulder of Alex Hood. Panapresso holds the zone. A shot, a one-hop from the point. Caught and held by Gordon for the pause. Final 19 and a half seconds. Fourth line on to close it out for Delaware. Brady Burke stick handles into the near corner. Spinelli pinned to the wall by Flowers. Zabo emerges with the puck. Louis Ruel slowing him up. 3, 2, 1, and that, friends, will do it. Tonight's final score from Fred Rust Arena. Delaware Blue Hens 7. Temple Owls 0. Final shots on goal. Temple 18. Delaware 52. Fans, it's time for the 3 stars of the game. Brought to you by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky. Tonight's 3rd star with an 18-save shutout for Delaware, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. The number 2 star with a goal and 2 assists, defenseman number 8, Thomas Weeks. And the number 1 star of the game, leading the Hens with his 3rd and 4th goals of the season, and an assist as well, number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. And that will do it for us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, as the Hens improve to 3-0-0 on the season, and the Temple Owls drop to 2-2-0 after being swept 6-0 and 7-0 in this weekend home and home. Blue Hens hit the road next weekend. They'll be back here on October 4th when they take on the Ice Pack of North Carolina State University, and we'll have all the action from Gold Arena that weekend as the Ice Pack making their debut season in ACHA Men's Division I competition will give the Blue Hens their first ACCHL opponent. I should say will be their first ACCHL opponent for a 2-game weekend set from right here in the First State. For the entire crew, for Lena, for Eli, for Broadway Joe, for MJR, for everybody behind the scenes, James Witherite saying thank you for your company. One last time, tonight's final score, Delaware 7, Temple 0. Good night to you all from Fred Rust Arena. And we'll be back next weekend with the Drexel University Dragons home opener against the Mountaineers of West Virginia University. Full broadcast schedule, as always, available at DelawareHockeyNetwork.com. This is a copyrighted production of 412 Communications, LLC, and the Delaware Hockey Network is brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long. Hens 7, Owls 0, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.